By bringing AI to the masses in just a span of a few months, Sam Altman has done more for society than what Elon has done with Tesla or what Bezos has done with Amazon. Dare I even say, I could see him reaching Steve Jobs status. While doing some research on Sam, I had come across a post he had written on his 13 rules for achieving outlier success. As someone who's quite literally leading the greatest innovation of our time, I thought it was necessary to share some of his perspectives. So here's 13 rules for achieving outlier success according to Sam Altman. Compound yourself. Altman believes that compounding acts like magic and you should look for it everywhere. An exponential curve is the key to wealth generation. A medium-sized business that grows 50% year over year can become massive in a very short amount of time. And you should also look to be an exponential curve yourself. You should aim for your life to follow an ever-increasing up and to the right trajectory. Have almost too much self-belief. Altman says that the most successful people he knows believe in themselves almost to the point of delusion. They persevere because they are sure they are onto something. Cultivate this early. Learn to think independently. Altman emphasizes the importance of independent thinking in entrepreneurship. He notes that original thinking is difficult to teach, and it's typically not promoted in traditional education systems. Therefore, aspiring entrepreneurs need to learn how to cultivate this skill on their own. He also notes that entrepreneurs should expect to fail often, give themselves a lot of chances to get lucky, and only succeed once. Get really good at sales. You have to be able to convince people of what you believe. The best way to be good at sales is to really believe in what you're selling. All great careers, to some degree, become sales jobs. Make it easy to take risks. Altman advises that once you have your basic obligations covered, you should make it easy to take risks. Most people overestimate risk and underestimate reward. It's often easier to take risks early in your career. You don't have much to lose, and you have a lot to gain. Focus. By focus, he doesn't just mean working with tunnel vision. The focus he swears by happens long before that. Almost everyone that he's met has been well served by thinking about what to focus on, by focusing on the right things. Work hard. Altman explains that work stamina is one of the biggest predictors of long-term success, and that hardworking people should be celebrated. Extreme people get extreme results. You can get to the 90th percentile in your field by working hard or smart, which is still a great accomplishment, but getting to the 90th percentile requires both. You will be competing with other very talented people with great ideas who are going to be willing to work a lot. Be bold. Altman believes that if you're making progress on an important enough problem, then you're going to have a constant tailwind of people wanting to help you. Let yourself grow more ambitious and don't be afraid to work on what you really want to work on. Go against the grain and do what you really want to do. And don't second guess it. Be willful. There's always a way, and it doesn't have to be complicated. Ask for what you want, and you'll be surprised by the amount of times the answer is yes. You can bend the world to your will, a surprising amount of the time. Most people don't even try and just accept things for the way they are. Be hard to compete with. Too much competition and you'll find yourself in a race to the bottom. So find your unfair advantages and put them to work. Most people understand that companies that are hard to compete with are more valuable. But what they fail to understand is that the same applies to individuals. Build a network. Developing a network of talented people to work with, sometimes loosely, sometimes closely, is an essential part of a great career. The size of the network of really talented people you know often becomes the limiter for what you can accomplish. Get rich by owning things. You truly get rich by owning tangible things that appreciate in value. This can be equity in a business, real estate, natural resources, intellectual property, or anything of that nature. But somehow, one way or another, you need to own equity in something instead of just selling your time. Be internally driven. Most successful people that Altman knows are primarily internally driven. They do what they do to impress themselves and because they feel compelled to make something happen in the world. However, the majority is externally driven. They do what they do to impress others. And there you have it, 13 thoughts on achieving outlier success by Sam Altman himself. Pretty straightforward suggestions and likely aren't new revelations. However, Sam's done a good job of connecting inputs with outputs. I think the right way to leverage Sam's thoughts is to tailor them to your goals. How do you make them work for you? I also think it's really easy to draw up concepts, right? Talk is cheap. You need to be able to consistently align your actions. Most people are well aware of the conditions for success. The real differentiator is action. And to align your actions with your concepts, you certainly cannot rely on yourself because you're unpredictable, naturally inconsistent. The trick is to design your environment in a way that forces your behavior and dictates your action. For example, working hard. You're only going to be able to motivate yourself 30% of the time, and yet you need to work hard 100% of the time. So design your environment for hard work. That might mean removing distractions, creating accountability, finding a co-founder. For you, it might mean getting married, creating rewards that perpetuate hard work, etc. You cannot trust yourself, but you can trust the design of your environment.